This is what I think authenticity is for me, at least right now. It is about minimizing the time between a moment of inspiration and the execution or expression. And what that means is that if it feels, the shorter the amount of time where you go into this, oh, I feel this inspiration about this thought, this belief, this experience that I'm having, and then sharing it in the moment live, rather than going, oh, this is a great idea, I should write it down, and then later turn it into a post. Just be like, no, grab your notes or grab your phone and just record it right then and there in the aliveness of it, because I think authenticity is an energy. It's not an expression.
Wow. I really like that take.
Welcome back to Vacation Energy. You are jamming in right in the middle of a conversation between Dr. Stacey Litam and I. And we're just doing some what's in and what's out. And I have no context for this. This is a terrible setup. But in 2025, I did a lot of episodes where I'm interviewing people, experts, incredible CEOs, award Emmy-winning journalists, actors, all this kind of stuff. In 2026, one thing that I realized is I feel we need to do more real conversations, because honestly, I feel like we are inundated with over-polished, and I'm going to use a bad word here, bullshit personas. And I think what we need more of is actual just conversations. Where it's not about expertise, it's not about trying to present an idea or anything like that. So this is an experimental episode. Let me know if this is a failure entirely, and I might delete your message. But anywho, welcome. Not welcome Dr. Litam, because she and I have been jamming on this for the last half an hour. But welcome listeners to this conversation. We're going to start with a new segment that is called What's In, What's Out. And we're going to take turns asking each other what's in, what's out, and we'll see where it goes. So, Stacey, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I love the idea of what's in, what's out for 2026 list. So let's get started.
Let's jam. Okay, what's in, what's out? 2026. What's your first one?
Okay, when I think about what's in for 2026, I think what's in is actually drinking water instead of complaining about being dehydrated all the time. But let's drink more water and be moist. Let's moisturize. Let's really be moist in 2026.
That is a triggering word. Yes, let's moisturize. What's in? What's that?
Oh, you're one of those, like the moist, like that.
Oh, it's okay. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Okay, so drinking more water is in. What's out? Being dry.
What's out? Yeah, like scaly, ashy skin out.
Okay. I like this. What's your water drinking habit?
Poor, garbage. My water drinking habit is like there's water and coffee, and that is my water drinking habit. I bought so many like water bottles and Yetis, thinking this is the cute one that's gonna get me to drink more water, and never has it ever happened. Ooh, that's a good one.
This is my giant water bottle.
That's a good one.
It holds, for those of you watching this on video, it holds an unknown amount of water because it tracks it not by, it does, never mind. It has a whole gallon. It's 1 gallon of water in a water bottle. And it has a nice little timer here where it tells me when I should be drinking what much, how much, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm drinking a lot of water that way.
Okay, so what's in is like a water bully.
Yeah. Ooh, water bully.
Drink your water. Even not drink
bully. Be your friend's water bully. I love it.
Yes. Okay. Water bullying is in. Water bullying is in for 2020. Okay. What about you, John? What's in and what's out?
What is in? I think is more spa time and like massages. So this is what I found. I love Costco because I'm Asian. And I love deals. You can go to Costco and you can get, I think, like $100 of Spa Finder credit for like $80 or $70. What? And they work across like thousands of different spas. So I've been buying those gift cards and just sending them to friends. Just like, here's a $50 gift card, go get a massage. This has been one of the best things in my entire life. I just got to say it. Because it's easy. Like there's a spot somewhere everywhere. Go get a massage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. People touching more people with consent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What is out? Speaking of people touching more people with consent. I think what is out is talking about our burnout rather than doing things about it.
Ooh,
we got really good at talking about burnout, but really, I constantly am like, oh yeah, I'm burned out. Okay, what did you do today? What did you schedule today?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I'm too busy. I'm like, that's the problem.
Yes.
That is out.
Yeah. So like almost engaging in victimization of self. Like let's hold ourselves accountable and say, if this is not working for me, what else can I do instead?
Yeah. And this is the thing. We all know everyone is burned out because the world is crazy right now. And everyone is kind of living this like teetering on the edge of just like, you know, that it's like that meme with the dog who's holding the thing that's saying like, this is fine, except we're not even saying this is fine anymore. The fire is now starting to burn our coffee and we don't like that. It's now just, this is not fine, but we still don't know what to do about it. And oh gosh, we're going to go political? No, we're not going to go political, but we're going to touch upon this underlining experience. I think what's in is processing the rage that I feel like many of us have been secretly holding on to and trying to maintain this appearance of everything is okay. And just acknowledging that the world is freaking crazy right now. And things are not okay, but we're all trying to survive and acknowledging that like we're all in survival mode and that's where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's so important. And I'm so glad you said that rage that we all feel collectively. It's something that it feels like the only human thing that we're sharing right now. It feels like no matter where you land on your political beliefs, everyone collectively feels rage about something. And because the personal is political, that rage permeates. It exists and finds itself in our life as a partner, as a parent, as a child, as a coworker, as a colleague. It's something that so many of us are carrying and not processing. And so I stand with you with what's in being to process that rage, that anger, those emotions that maybe we haven't given ourselves permission to really look at and explore in a meaningful, adaptive way.
So what do you do to process? Because like I've tried both. I've just tried avoiding the news for a while. And then I realized that, okay, burying my head in the sand isn't working for me. And then I come out and I read the news and I read what's going on. I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? Because like we're like, what, like how many days into 2026? And like, this is already happening. We went from like, everything is great, like new year, new me, to like, okay, we're just like casually involved in world conflicts now. Yeah. How do you personally process this?
Yeah, thank you. This is such a good question. Because you're right. You know, at the time of recording, it's Jan 8th. And we went from new year, new me to same me, new trauma. And so we can do this differently. So there's two things that I'm a very strong believer in. And the first of which is media diet. I continue to learn and be reminded of the fact that I do not need to see visceral, graphic, gruesome images to know that something has happened. I do not need to see acts of violence, acts of genocide, acts of any kind of harm caused by another person on another person. Our brains have just not adapted or evolved enough to make sense of that. We have these mirror neurons that see this, and our brains think this is happening to us. We go into sympathetic state. Our heart begins to increase. Our palms get sweaty because we're looking at images and our brain thinks I am in danger because this is too close to me. And so number one, I am really mindful not to allow myself to look at these images because I know it can also cause secondary traumatization symptoms, right? Hypervigilance, difficulty sleeping, changes to eating, changes to diet, changes in mood. The other thing I do is I really lean into the power of neuronal connections. So we know that neurons that fire together wire together, but it's actually beyond that. Excuse me. Neurons wire together when it's repetition plus emotion. So when something happens consistently and there's an emotion that goes with it, that's what gets strengthened. Those are the neural pathways that we get really strong in our brains. So I've taught myself that instead of feeling scared, angry, helpless when something happens, when I see the news, when I hear some awful thing, when I, witness something anywhere on social media, instead of thinking, oh, that's awful, I feel angry, I feel powerless, I know that exists, but I will orient myself to something joyful. I will intentionally look around my room and think, I am so grateful to have a place where we have air conditioning or heating. I'm so grateful to live in a home that is comfortable and safe. And what it does is it orients me out of this sort of trauma response into gratitude. And so I'm strengthening the gratitude neuronal connections. And so those are the pathways that are easier to find. Those are the pathways that are easier to access. And so I'm more easily able to access gratitude, joy, and hope when faced with stressful news, because those are the neural pathways I have conditioned for a long time. And you can do this too. So whenever you see something scary on social media, on the news, you hear something, just look up from your phone, orient yourself to who's around you. Maybe you see your partner and you think, gosh, I'm so lucky to have this person in my life. And just think, what is it about this person in front of me that I'm feeling so grateful for? And then really sit with that. Over time, repetition plus emotion will strengthen those neural connections, and you'll stop focusing on and spiraling with the scary stuff, and you'll begin orienting more in the present in places of gratitude.
Oh, that was so good. Whoever's listening to this right now, just go and save this episode, because that one little segment was so good. So powerful. Okay, I have nothing to add to that because that was perfect. Perfect. Great. What is out?
Okay. Let's think of something a little bit less heavy.
Oh, this one. Just circling back. I am done with emails of just circling back to this. I am in for emails that just say no.
Ooh.
And ending it. Long stretches of conversations where we feel obligated to keep kind of circling back and circling back and circling back. No, we're good.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Good. No was a full sentence.
No was a full sentence. Just ending it. Just be like, we're good. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that Big Asian Energy is officially out, and you can go and pick it up anywhere you buy books, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, etc. If you've ever felt like there's something stopping you from reaching your full potential, if you've ever felt like you want to have that unstoppable charisma and confidence in the work that you do, as well as just the way you show up in life, this might be the book for you. It is a book that is jam-packed with research studies, advice, case studies, stories, and of course, so many different techniques and takeaways, including communication, as well as mindset, as well as confidence, and all the other topics out there. It just won one of the best books of 2025 on Amazon. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go take a look. And finally, if you have a few seconds, can I also ask you to leave a quick review for Big Asian Energy? It not only means the world to us to hear from you, but more importantly, it does absolutely help us in reaching more audiences. I hope you're having an amazing day, and thanks again. I also think that realizing that friendships don't require weekly check-ins, and just accepting that sometimes it's okay if we just take some time off, because people are all going through a lot right now. And so this expectation of I have to keep checking in with my friends in a certain rhythm, but what's in is sending random and completely no context GIFs, memes, pictures to your friends, and then just tapping. I think this is yours, by the way. I'm totally stealing yours, and just them just tapping. I love this one.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. So, I think this was a big thing a couple of years ago. We're talking about how penguins engage in pebbling. Do you remember this talk about pebbling?
Yes. Or like they
And
have
so,
like a special rock.
yeah, special that they give to someone because they think it's exciting. And I think this penguin lover will enjoy this rock. And that's what we do as people when we send GIFs and memes and pictures to one another. Like we're pebbling. We're saying, I think you would like this. I found this special shiny rock. I hope you enjoy it. So I am all for pebbling friends without context in 2026.
Loving it. Amazing.
Okay. I think what else is in is just like waving with both hands.
Yes. Oh, there's a study. Oh, who talked about this? Vanessa Van Edwards, I think, talks about a study where we need to show our hands. It's a thing.
Yeah, because it denotes friend. So if you are meeting someone new, like anthropologically, the brain orients to safety. And if someone has something in their hand, that's what's going to hurt you. They're holding a knife, they're holding something sharp. And so when you hold your hands up and you say, hey, how are you? You're denoting like, I'm harmless, I'm a friend. But that's why when you can't see someone's palms, it elicits suspicion on first dates. If the hands are under the table, it elicits suspicion. But if you're open palmed face up, it communicates that I'm safe, I'm open, I'm vulnerable, you're safe with me. Yeah, that's like a long-standing survival mechanism in deep reptilian parts of our brain. So yes, it's like two-handed.
Yeah, two-handed waves. We're bringing it in. That's in. All right, great. Awesome. What's out?
Okay, so this is a personal one for me. Buying salad accoutrement just to watch it die in the fridge.
Oh my God, I'm so guilty of this.
You find this beautiful head of romaine and you think, I'm going to take you home. I'm going to chop you up one day. I'm going to put you in a bowl. But like days go by and you're like, oh, like today's not that day. And then the next day goes by, you're like, oh, not today. But then the next day you're like, oh, it's too brown. I got to throw you out.
Oh my gosh. Yes. For me, it's sauces and salad dressings. I collect and then watch expire a great amount of, I mean, two things in my household that I buy in large proportions and then watch expire is sauces and especially Asian sauces and supplements. I buy a lot of supplements that eventually all die. And as a matter of fact, there's like a whole row of supplements to my left right now, just off camera. But these are the ones that I actually take.
Yeah, and they're so expensive. It's hard to justify throwing them out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I hear
absolutely. Okay. What's in? For me, leaving group chats that no longer serve me.
Oh, yes.
And not just silencing them. At a certain point, I'm like, I don't need to be in so many group chats. I just want to be in the group chats that I like. And if I'm not excited to check it, then no more of that. So that's up. Yeah.
Okay. So no more chat group hostage situations. Heard.
Yeah, absolutely. What's in doing one thing and then like just being good at one thing instead of like 5 side hustles. I feel like that's a big thing.
Okay.
I think we went through a phase where I feel like there was a lot of pressure to have side hustles and like monetizing every side hobby. Like, oh, like I like to make this like little thing. What do you call those? Gosh, I'm so uneducated here.
Crocheting,
embroidery. Yeah, crocheting. Yeah, like little crocheting. It's like, oh, now you got to open an Etsy store. No. Stop opening Etsy stores. Just like something because you like it. So I think try to stop side hustles that don't really go anywhere. Just enjoy things.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Fun for the sake of fun.
Yeah. Give it to your friends or just do it for fun.
That's good. That's good. Okay. What's in? I want non-traditional pets. Like get a chicken, get a duck. Get like a house duck. But one of the fluffy, chubby ones, you know? Like, no more dogs. Let's get non-traditional pets. Like, I want a sugar glider. I want a duck. I want like maybe a teacup pig that I later regret. I think it's time for some domestic chaos.
Love it. I love it. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've always, I have no idea what the ethics are around this, but like, hedgehogs.
Yes.
I
Very
used to see
prone to
hedgehogs.
multiple sclerosis.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you say? Very what?
So my youngest brother wanted a hedgehog, and so we bought him one, and it got a multiple sclerosis, like the hedgehog
Oh.
equivalent. And I think it's fairly common.
I like that. Wow. Huh. All right. Okay.
Let me think. I actually have a list that I'm remembering.
I'll throw in this one. Not looking put together, I think is in. Like just being fully owning our messiness right now, especially being unseriousness. For me, that looks like public dancing. I think we need to make public dancing a more normal thing, like bad public dancing, like dance in public, even though you're terrible at it. If you hear music, go and dance in public. Dance like everyone is watching, or no one's watching. Who cares? Who cares who's watching? And I think what's out is pre-apologizing.
Say more about that.
Oh, I'm so sorry if this is gonna. I apologize for the intrusion. I'm so sorry if this sounds awkward. Just say the thing.
Yeah.
I think we could drop it. If you genuinely feel like the other person is going to be offended, then don't say the thing. Right? I feel like there's this pre-apologizing that 2025 was filled with, like, sorry for this, blah blah blah. This kind of like performative apology, like
yes,
just allowing.
Yes. So okay. So as I was thinking about, and we're not done yet, but as I think about the in and outs that we have curated so far, they're really around less performative, inauthentic, stuckness behaviors, and moving more toward authenticity, grounded, real stripped down behaviors and actions and ways of being. I'm liking the way that 2026 could be shaping if we do engage in these really mindful changes.
Yeah. And I think a big part of it is like this word authenticity was such a big topic. I feel like was so used in the past few years. And I don't think that it got enough clarity. Like there was not enough clarity around what exactly is authenticity, because then it suddenly became a new performative thing, right? Like authenticity became the new performance. And I think there's a difference between like honesty as well. I want to say this, like a lot of people go into like this. I think like you're not being honest. You're just being an asshole. When someone is just like, I'm just being honest. No, if you're saying you're just being honest, you're looking to excuse something that you know is going to be offensive. That's not being honest. You're just using that as an excuse. I think authenticity is really allowing yourself to not just be messy, but be I'm trying to think. Let me think about what that is. The first one that came to mind, and this is influenced by a recent conversation I had with Sun E in a recent episode, and he was talking about the willingness to tell the story about why you're the villain. And that connected with me really deeply. It's like when we tell a lot of stories, we think that authenticity is about showing how we're the victim, but the real authenticity is showing how you're the villain, like showing in ways in which like you might have caused disruptions in your own life or the lives of other people, and being accepting of that responsibility. I feel like that's the distinction for what authenticity means.
I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm curious about that. I'm curious about how we could tell more stories that recognize that we are inconvenient, maybe for some folks or for ourselves. And so how do we tell stories about us as the villain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
what is your definition about authenticity? I'm curious about this.
I don't Authenticity is tricky because I always think authentic for whom and
Yeah.
comfortable for whom, right?
Yeah.
Um, and there's been a lot of talk around code switching around, as Asians, we code switch when we're with our community members, we code switch when we're at work, we code switch when we're in public. And wouldn't it be great if we just were the same person throughout and be authentic? But I
Mm.
don't know that honors the fact that we are so diverse and we contain multitudes. And so instead of saying like, we have to be authentic, recognize that we get to be different in different spaces and it serves different purposes. I don't know.
Mm.
Authenticity to me is tricky. I don't really know that I have
Mm.
a good way to define it. But as I imagine it, it's sort of what aligns, how does the way that I see the world and the way that I behave align with who I know myself to be?
Mm. Oh, that's deep. This is what I think authenticity is for me, at least right now. It is about minimizing the time between a moment of inspiration and the execution or expression. And what that
Yeah.
means is that if it feels, the shorter the amount of time where you go into this, oh, I feel this inspiration about this thought, this belief, this experience that I'm having, and then sharing it in the moment live rather than going, oh, this is a great idea, I should write it down. And then later turn it into a post. Just be like, no, grab your notes or grab your phone and just record it right then and there in the aliveness of it. Because I think authenticity is an energy, it's not an expression.
Wow. I really like that take.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I love that silence that just landed in there. Ooh.
Real bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
what's in is transparency over honesty.
Oh, tell me more.
So I'm just thinking about relationships with whom I've worked as a clinical sexologist or as a sex therapist. And the way that I distinguish the both of them is honesty is one partner goes out and has a drink with someone and they come home and their partner says, hey, did you drink with someone tonight? And you say, yes, I did. That's honesty. Transparency is, hey, I was out with some friends. I ran into so-and-so. We had a drink. I just wanted to let you know because I thought it might be important information given our history. So transparency is that forthcomingness. It's that willingness to be expressing something that could be making waves or would be not well received, but it's important to share. And so you're doing this on your own. And honesty is sort of sharing it when prompted. So I am hoping for more transparency over honesty in 2026, especially in relationships.
Oh, I like that. Initiative. It's taking the initiative. It's knowing. I remember when I did Radical Honesty, it was talking about there's 3 different layers of honesty. The first layer is just like honesty of like not telling a lie. And then the second layer is like honesty as in like not hiding, lying through omission. And I think that top layer is exactly what you're talking about. Transparency is like, I know that there's a part of me that wants to hide this. Like there's a part of me that would rather if somebody didn't find out about it. And then owning that part and being like, okay, what is that? Because that's shame, right? That's always what it is what that always comes from is that there's something to hide because there's a desire underneath it that we don't want to put voice to and put light to. But the more light we put on it, the more we can dispel the shame and actually look at what's underneath it.
Yes.
Whatever that might be.
sometimes it can be fun, right? So I think about, in my own relationship with my husband, I think in other past partnerships, I would have been really nervous to say, oh, I think that person is kind of attractive. I wish I could flirt with that person. And with my husband, we were at an event in LA a couple of weeks ago, and I met someone, and I actually said, like, hey, Matt, like, I have a crush on this person. And he was like, okay, like, show me. So we kind of like made it a game, kind of, we walked by him, and I was like, that's the guy. And he was like, oh, I get it. And so, we ended up talking. I was going to go talk. I was like, yeah, go talk to him. So we're like talking. And I was like, I think you're very attractive. I was just telling my husband about a crush on you. I'm like, do you want to meet him? He was like, sure. And so it was just kind of like a cute, exciting, sexy thing where, they were just talking. I was like, this is my crush. Matt's like, I get it. And the guy's like, she's super cool. I mean, it was just a very cool moment of of transparency where, like, sometimes being transparent can lead to more exciting and fun, sexy interactions that we wouldn't normally have available to us because we keep that part of ourselves hidden, that part of ourselves that wants to be seen as attractive or wants to still have a bit of sexual capital, even though we're in a relationship, So there are elements of that could be kind of spicy too.
100%. Because what are we afraid of underneath that is we're fearing abandonment, right? We're fearing that, oh my gosh, if you find that other person attractive or sexy, are you going to betray me and leave? Because that's the deeper fear. But if there's, strong attachment, there's strong safety and stability in the relationship, then it's just like, great. That sounds like fun. Like, let's explore what that energy feels like and bring it into the relationship, bring it into our relationship. Not necessarily let's go invite them in for a third, but like, unless you're into that and there's no judgment into it, by all means, but like rather just allowing that energy to be like, oh, there's flirtatiousness and playful. Yeah. My wife and I, when we first started dating, we were both like, we kind of sat down. I feel like more couples need to do this early in the stage and being like, where are the boundaries for you? Where are the boundaries? Like, where do you see, is flirting okay? Is texting another guy in the middle of the night, a friend, considered cheating for you? Because for some people, it might not be at all. For some people, it's just like, yeah, you can go and, like as far as like, yeah, go to a club and, hang out with a guy one-on-one. And I don't see that as a problem because I trust you, because at the end of the day, that's always what it is. But that line is going to be different. Everyone has different lines. I have friends whose lines are very different from mine. I have friends who are just like, yeah, like I don't even care if like they kiss somebody because that's just part of their culture. But everyone has to find that line and being clear what that means, because it's always the meaning that creates the problems, right?
Yes. And also how those lines might change across time, right? So those lines might start somewhere and then they might expand as you continue to grow in your relationship, or they might constrict, and how normal that is. And so we have we call them State of the Union addresses. We talk about the state of our union. What do we need? What's going well? How can we address this differently? How can we show up for one another better? Because, right now we have 2 kids, 2 and 4, and it's really easy at the end of the day to just be so tired from parenting and work that we forget to tune into one another. And so when we have these sort of State of the Union meetings, we can say, hey, in the next week, I got this really big thing coming up and I'm really nervous. I really need you to show up for me and make sure that I drink water and check in on me and make sure that I'm, doing what I have to do to stay well and healthy, because I will forget to do those things when I'm overwhelmed. And so I love this practice of regularly talking about our boundaries, our needs, and also what can we do together to continue growing and strengthening our relationship.
I love this. What a beautiful conversation. Thank you so much, Stacey, for coming back on and for sharing all of your ins and outs. I think that one of these days we should have a conversation diving deeper into relationships and sexuality, because I think that that's a really interesting topic. And I've been really thinking about specifically what I would say, what is the word? Interracial relationships, intercultural relationships look like.
Wow.
That is a topic I really want to dive into at some point as well. Both of us, we happen to have partners who are not from the same cultural background and race as we are. And I'm curious to hear what your experience has been, because I feel like this is a topic that is getting more and more attention recently with,
Yeah.
you know, there's that like, you know, My Korean Boyfriend on Netflix show. I don't know if you saw that one. Um, they
Not
threw a
yet.
bunch of they threw a bunch of like 5 Brazilian women went to Korea, and they're all like, they all have Korean boyfriends or find Korean boyfriends, and it's a whole Netflix show. It's been fascinating to watch what that means. So one of these days we got to get you back on a chat and dive deeper about that as a topic.
I have a lot of thoughts about that. So yes, we should definitely do it.
Amazing.